Attention, please. Dear Madam President of EAP, dear Isabel. Dear Mr. Secretary of EAP, dear Andreas. Dear President of the Swiss National Council, dear Andreas. Dear ladies and gentlemen. In October 2015, we had the first of now over 30 meetings of the local organizing committee. At that time, it was about the first discussion about the venue of EAP 2021. After an evaluation of 9 Swiss venues, among them the well-known cities of Zurich, Bern, Geneva, and Basel, we decided to organize EAP 2021 here in Davos. The decisive factors were the excellent infrastructure, which is also used at the World Economic Forum, the inexpensive hotels, and last but not least, the fact that we wanted to choose a destination in the countryside. After all, livestock farming is done in the countryside and not in the big cities. Finally, with the venue, we also wanted to give an insight into our beautiful country with the Swiss mountain agriculture. By the way, the weather will change tomorrow to sunshine weather during the next days. The first thing we had to do was to secure financing via sponsoring and also public funding. Fortunately for us, the financing has already been arranged at the time of the outbreak of the corona pandemic. Under corona conditions, it would simply not have been possible to find enough sponsors. We are extremely grateful that all sponsors remain loyal to us despite the pandemic. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the numerous Swiss sponsors and also the international ones. When Corona came, we suffered with our Portuguese friends last year. However, despite the cancellation of Porto 2020, we always remain confident that we could be able to organize an on-site meeting here in Davos. Despite the adversities of the pandemic, we held on to this goal. We firmly believe that it's extremely important to meet physically again, to exchange ideas, to maintain friendships, and not to subordinate our lives to a small virus. Of course, we also had to accept that adjustments are inevitable. So we decided to organize the meeting in hybrid form. This massively increased the complexity and also the costs. Thanks to the great progress in vaccination and the introduction of new tools like COVID certificates, we are now allowed to meet physically with a clear conscience. In order to guarantee maximum security, our protection concepts include further measures such as mandatory masks. We hope that you feel comfortable and enjoy your stay here in Davos. Finally, I would like to thank my colleagues from the local organizing committee. Without their great commitment, I would not be able to welcome you all here this evening in Davos. Then I would also like to thank Isabel, Andrea, Matthias Gauli, the former president, and Eleonora for their very good cooperation during the preparation phase. Last but not least, I would like to thank the numerous helpers during the event. I wish you a wonderful and successful stay here in the beautiful mountain world of Davos. I now look forward to announcing Mr. Andreas Ebi, President of the Swiss National Council. He is politically the highest Swiss. But Andrea is also a breeder and always works as much as possible on his farm. He's probably this evening the only person here in the room who still milks cows every day or every week, depending on his obligations. Dear Andreas, the floor is yours.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor for me to welcome you here in Davos as President of the Swiss National Council, as Honorary President of the Association of Swiss Cattle Breeders, and above all as an active cattle breeder. Yeah, Lucas, he tell you, who's oft milks sons' cows. Not this evening, but tomorrow evening again. Switzerland is a small and very innovative country in the middle of Europe. Our country's different languages and cultures give us the motivation and the strength, but also the responsibility to keep reviving ourselves and to look for solutions together. Under our system of direct democracy, the people always have the final say by using political tools such as popular initiative and referendum. This obliges politicians and the agriculture sector as well to seek solutions that are broadly acceptable to the majority of society. This is how we have become world leaders in animal welfare and protection. This is the farming sector has reconciled differing demands. Swiss voters are recently had, they say, a proposal concerning agriculture, and voter turnout was very high. The focus was on how much pesticide may be used and the future and how to protect our drinking water. But Swiss voters generally have a good instinct when it comes to direct democracy. Several years ago, there was a vote and whatever to have 5 or 6 weeks holiday a year. I think it's fair to say many people would have opted for 6 weeks holiday, but the Swiss voted for 5 weeks instead. I'm sure many of you have noticed that there is more to Switzerland than chocolate, cheese, and banks. More than 1 million SMEs helps to make our country to world champion innovation and patents. We are, and I say this with a touch of farmer's pride, leaders in many different fields, such as pharmaceuticals, machinery, and financial services. Thanks to these innovations, we achieved near full employment. Every day, 350,000 EU citizens cross the border into Switzerland to work and well-paying jobs. I am particularly pleased that in the turmoil of the COVID pandemic, 7,000 new jobs have been created for EU cross-border workers. Als amtierender Europameister in Braunvieh, Redolstein und Holstein haben auch wir Viehzüchter etwas von dieser Schweizer Perfektion und Innovation mitbekommen. Als erster Präsident der Schweizer Jungzüchter darf ich mit Genugtuung feststellen, dass wir von den motiviertesten jungen Bäuerinnen und Bauern Europas haben. L'amour et l'engagement envers les espèces animales les plus divers sont remarquables dans notre pays. Le canton du Valais possède même sa propre race de vache, la vache d'Hérence. Avec la chèvre au cou noir, il y a aussi sa propre race de chèvre et sa propre race de mouton avec le mouton à nez noir. It will remain a great challenge in our country to ensure that people in the city and in the countryside, in the mountains and in the valleys, continually recognize each other's importance and continue to be aware of this. I recently read that people who grow up and work with animals are more well-rounded and empathic people. So that means I have 800 remarkable people in front of me. I wish you all well with your work, and I honor your calling. I myself was also born a farmer and breeder, and I will stay a farmer and breeder until the day I die. Thank you.
Andreas, it's a big honor for us that you stay with us this evening. We appreciate this very much. Here are some regional specialties.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Swiss Genetics to be our platinum sponsor. Now we continue. Yeah. Okay, thanks for the second presentation of La Cascada. Now it's a big pleasure for me to introduce to you Isabel Casasús, the president of EAP. If I remember right, it's your first EAP meeting, or at least the first on-site one.
The first EAP meeting as president. So.
Okay, so the floor is yours.
Thanks very much, Lucas. Dear colleagues, dear friends, I would like to welcome you very warmly on behalf of EAP to this annual meeting. Welcome to the largest animal scientific meeting in Europe, and one of the first ones to be held on site again. As you all know well, we have been living through quite exceptional times in the past year, since the outbreak of the COVID pandemic. Well, it caused an unprecedented impact on our lives, on the livestock sector, and also on the research and the dissemination of science. It caused a tremendous disruption for agriculture and livestock farming. This has only added to other challenges they were already facing, like the need to guarantee food security for a growing global population, providing high quality and nutritious food, produced with the highest welfare and environmental standards, and adapted not only to climate, but also to global change. In this context, we firmly believe that research and innovation will be essential to help the livestock sector be prepared for the different current and potential scenarios. Therefore, the theme of the topic our organizers chose this year couldn't be more relevant: scientific solutions to the different demands on the livestock sector. We will address these issues during the next few days, and very particularly in the plenary session we will have tomorrow, entitled The Multiple Roles of Livestock in Sustainable Development. As I said before, the pandemics also affected us as scientists. We have been working under lockdown first, working remotely later, and this has had an enormous impact on our personal and professional lives. But now, finally, and hopefully, we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. In its more than 70 years of history, the EAP has been continuously adapting to new times. You may know that last year we had our first fully virtual annual meeting with more than 100 delegates. It was complicated, but very successful. This year, with the enormous help of our local organizers, we are having our first hybrid meeting, which is, believe me, much more complicated than a fully virtual one. It has not been easy either to organize it through video conferences and emails, and instead of having face-to-face meetings, but it's great to be at last here in Davos in person, and I'm certain it will be a great success too. To all of you who are here in Davos, we are like 900 delegates participating on site. It's clear that you wanted to travel and meet in person again and be again between friends and colleagues. Many of our colleagues, however, couldn't come or were not allowed or advised by their institutions or governments to come. So our warmest greetings too to those who are following us online, more than 400 participants. I would say the meeting is a success already. Now it is time to say thanks, to our organizers and to all those who have committed themselves and devoted many hours to help this Congress happen. First of all, to our sponsors for their trust and support in the organization of the meeting through these challenging times. This event, in its present hybrid form, wouldn't have been possible without the generous contribution from our different sponsors. We've had platinum, gold, bronze, silver sponsors, and also partners and friends of EAP. You will find information from all these companies in your bags, on the website, and on the app of the conference. We are also thankful to the Swiss institutions that have co-organized the meeting, the Swiss National Council, the Global Agenda for Sustainable Livestock, and of course, the Swiss Association for Animal Sciences. Thanks also to our partners, our EAP partners. These are sister societies and national and international institutions who help us co-organize sessions, exchange speakers between our respective conferences, and disseminate science to a worldwide community. Very special thanks to the local organizing committee who have made an enormous effort. You can't really imagine how many levels to have you here today, both in Davos and on the other side of your screen, somewhere over the globe. I can name them all, but huge thanks to all the team, and especially also to the team behind the scenes and the many volunteers you will see around these days. Their dedicated effort is very appreciated. I think they deserve a sincere round of applause. So could you please stand up? I would also like to recognize my colleagues at the EAP Council. These 10 council members are representatives of the 34 countries included in our federation. Thanks very much for your support over the past year in all the issues regarding the governance of EAP and the planning of our activities. Our warmest thanks also to the scientific committee, the working groups, the chairs of the sessions. There are more than 300 volunteers that have been working for almost a year now. They have reviewed the abstracts, organized the sessions, and have brought to you a top quality scientific program. You will be able to confirm that also over the course of this week. They are represented in this slide by the 11 presidents of our scientific commissions. I think they also deserve a round of applause. So could you stand up to be recognized, please? And finally, I would really like to thank you all, those of you who are here, who are participating to the meeting. Huge thanks for your contributions, your research, your expertise, your invited talks, oral and poster contributions. You are really the backbone of our meeting. I would also like to invite you to take your work one step forward. I said as CAP, we have collaborations with many institutions. Amongst the ones we are most proud of is we participate together with the British Society of Animal Science and INRAE, the French National Institute for Research on Agriculture, Food and the Environment, on the Animal Consortium. This year we have launched the animal family of journals. We did so in order to consolidate, diversify, and increase the accessibility of our journals in the changing publishing landscape. The family is composed of the 3 journals you have on your slides. There are different journals, all of them published in gold open access, and all of them characterized by their responsible publishing and by being managed by scientists and for scientists. That guarantees the best editorial and publication standards. These journals are Animal, or flagship, an international journal of the highest impact in the area of animal science. The latest impact factor was it was 325 last year, 24, sorry, last year. The editor-in-chief is Isabel Ortiz. She's somewhere around, so you can ask her for information. The second journal is Animal Science Proceedings, formerly called Advances in Animal Biosciences. It's devoted to publishing, mostly to publishing conference papers, and the editor-in-chief is Cled Thomas. And finally, our latest journal, which has just been launched, is Animal Open Space. It's a new journal which is fully embracing open science. I would like to name also the chair of the consortium, Jaap van Milgen, and I think you will hear more of him today. As I said, each of our journals has their own personality, but several common aspects. They differ in their scope, the type of papers we will accept, and the type of review process they have. Briefly, Animal will publish the best innovative science related to farmed or managed animals of international relevance, and it accepts papers that include original research, reviews, or papers that have been invited from conferences. And the second journal, Animal Science Proceedings, publishes short papers from contributions to conferences with a wider scope in terms of animal species. It also includes leisure and companion animals. And these papers can be, if they come from conferences, they can be published in other languages than English, in the local languages, provided the abstract is in English. And finally, our newest journal, Animal Open Science, also has a wide scope in terms of animal species, and it will accept papers of local or international relevance. The type of papers that we will publish in Animal Open Space include data, research, and methodology papers. In this case, they will also be published in English, and open data is mandatory. As I said, they also differ in the reviewing procedure. In the case of Animal, we have a team of editors and external peer reviewers who will focus on several aspects throughout the manuscript, the scope, the rigor, the scientific quality. In the case of Animal Science Proceedings, the responsible for the reviewing process will be the conference organizers, and they will focus on the clarity of the abstract. And finally, in Animal Open Space, we have a team of internal editors, and they will focus their review on the scope, the reproducibility of the experiments, and the quality of the metadata. They will review the manuscript, but the responsibility of the contents of results and discussion will be left to the authors. And I would like to note that during the first year, it will be free of charge. So this is an opportunity. Well, as I said, there are 3 journals with a different personality that can accommodate all your needs. So we would like to invite you to be part of our community. We want it to be your community. Beware of predator journals, of fake online conferences, and choose journals in the animal family. They are managed by scientists, and they are done for you. They guarantee the best practices and responsible publishing. So come to us with your research, with your data, your methodology, your conferences, and we also invite you to stay informed at the journal webpage and sign for alerts at the different journals in our publisher. You can also get information from this journal at the EAAP booth, which is somewhere in one of these halls. Before we move to our part of this ceremony, I leave you with another bit of alpine yodeling. Thank you.
Nein, wir müssen nicht. Schon? Müssen wir jetzt. Also.
Ich bin zur Mutter gegangen, das Herz alle voll Verlangen. Mutter, darf ich's Meiteli lieben, darf ich's haben? Musst der Vater fragen, hat sie gesagt. Sie hat selber gar keine rechte Freude. Musst der Vater fragen, hat sie gesagt. Sie hat selber gar keine rechte Freude. Ich bin zum Vater gegangen, das Herz alle voll Verlangen. Vater, darf ich's Meiteli lieben, darf ich's haben? Nein, was denkst denn auch, mein lieber Bub? Mit 17 Jahren gibt's noch Meiteli genug. Nein, was denkst denn auch, mein lieber Bub? Mit 17 Jahren no maitali knur. Ja la 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 la, ja la 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 la, ja 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 la 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 la. Ich bin zum Pfarrer gegangen, das Herz ali voll verlangen. Pfarrer, darf ich's Meiteli lieben, darf ich's haben? Nein, was denkst denn auch bei deiner Seele? Wenn du's Meitli liebst, dann kommst in die Hölle. Nein, was denkst denn auch bei deiner Seele? Wenn du's Meitli liebst, dann kommst in die Hölle. Ich bin zum Herrgott gegangen, das Herzeli voll verlangen. Herrgott, darf ich's Meiteli lieben, darf ich's haben? Aber Frieli hat gesagt und gelacht. Ich hab für jeden Bub 2 Meiteli gemacht. Ja la 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 la, 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 ja la 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 la.
Thanks very much, La Cascada, for this nice taste of Swiss folklore. Thank you. Bye. So now we move to the award part of our ceremony. The EAP established several awards that have the aim of recognizing those who have had those who have contributed with their dedicated effort to EAP at several levels, either for having an outstanding scientific contribution, working in different commissions and different tasks we have within our association, or because they are young scientists that have a very promising path ahead of them. The first one will be the Leroy Fellowship Award. I'm sorry, it's Leroy, not Leroy. This is our most prestigious award. It highlights the work of an active scientist whose outstanding scientific activity is internationally recognized, with particular emphasis on contributions to EAP. In 2020, the EAP Council and the Scientific Committee decided that the award would go to Giovanni Vitante. The award will be presented by Hans Sörgner, who is the president of the Scientific Committee. So thanks, Hans.
Hello, everybody, and so happy to be back and see you all here. It's so great. So, yeah, as Isabel indicated, Giovanni, you should have been given this award last year, but given the scheme, we decided to do it this year, do it physically, and we're very happy to have you here. Just telling a little bit about Giovanni, and what I take here is text of the letter of support by Daniel Cianola, a very well-known and well-respected by EAP person from originally from Uruguay, but being professor at Madison, Wisconsin. and very, very well known. And so the text I have here are just parts of a long text that he wrote, what he sees in Giovanni. And he says, he's the top animal production scientist in Italy, the animal breeder with the highest name recognition in Italy. And this is more, there's lots of Italian scientists and also lots of very good Italian animal science and animal breeding scientists. So it's, yeah, and I fully agree with him that you are the greatest. So he said that you have several contributions in different fields as an educator, as a mentor of scholars, and then also working on environmental impact, sustainability and product quality, new phenotypes, and there are many other things that will come. And I'm very pleased that your presentation tomorrow will reflect a lot of that, I guess. Then I liked that the next text that Daniel wrote, essentially that he used to be Dean of Faculty of Agriculture and also Vet Sciences at the University of Padua. And this university is where Galileo Galilei has observed the world and taught, so in a good follow-up. Just to continue a bit, so as already indicated, he was, by Daniel, he was Dean of the Agricultural Vet Faculty, but also Dean of the Vet Faculty, the Department Director and Pro-Rector for Human Resources, and so on. But then, about 2008, 2009, he decided to change his career back into a real scientist who doesn't take so much obligation of the function of the university, but on the research of his closest collaborators and students. And I find this one an outstanding choice that you did. And the one thing that he did after he founded, and he's currently, of course, a member of the PhD course on animal and food science at the University of Padua. In terms of EAP, well, he had many roles. He has been a council member. He has been very, very active, not only in the Genetics Commission, but also the Cattle Commission. So you have been around everywhere, actually. And also he was responsible for the Italian focal point of FAO for farm animal biodiversity. So again, Italy has a very, very strong standing in this community, and he has been a driver for this one. Just coming to the end already, so what I was most surprised or impressed about was that he's a member of the GDS Club 100, the Journal of Dairy Science. It's very much an associated journal for us EAP members here, and he has published more than 100 papers in this one. I consider myself very proud, and because I had 20 plus papers published in Journal of Dairy Science, I thought that's a lot. I was proud about this one, but there's only 3 Europeans who had more than 100 of these Journal of Dairy Science papers. And this is an impact journal. To get the paper published there, they are really, really interested in getting something on for the farming community, for the dairy science community. So what the profile. Congratulations to that as well. So as indicated, I would make it short. So most of all, and given what I just told about him, it's not surprising at all. You're just a very, very likable person. Congratulations, Giovanni. And so your lecture will be tomorrow, 11:30 to 12, and it's environmental responsibility of animal production, some answers to questions from societies. I'm very curious about those answers. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
I I was giving Professor Vitante his award, and there's his name in the plaque that we will keep in our office in Rome. So the floor is yours, Giovanni.
I have just one word to say to all of you. Thank you very much, because it was really a big surprise. I do not know to be neither a candidate for the Leroy Award, and so this surprise was really, really great. And I want to thank all people that sustained me, but all the colleagues that are here and that we have met during the past. I participated to about 20 meetings of EAAP, I think. And so really, again, many, many thanks. And what I have to say, I will say tomorrow at 11:30. Thank you.
Well, this year we are awarding those who received their awards in 2020. As you know, we had a virtual meeting. We decided it would be better to give them their awards here in person. So we are happy to deliver the awards of 2020 and 2021. And tomorrow we will be lucky to have the invited talks from the two Leroy awardees. So, sorry. The next one will be the Leroy Award, decided by the Council and the Scientific Committee in 2021. It was decided that the award would go to Japan Milgen, and it will be presented by Sam Millet, who is the president of our Pig Study Commission. So, Sam, please.
Yeah, yep. Oh, I see that the layout of my slides have been changed. Yeah, that's how it is. I will start with a short introduction on your career. You were born in 1960 in Zwolle-Scherspel in the Netherlands, and I learned from Wikipedia it doesn't exist anymore even. I guess it's part of Zwolle now. In 1987, Jaap became engineer in the Landbouw Hogeschool in Wageningen and moved to the United States, where he did a PhD at the University of Illinois. He brought all the knowledge back to Europe with a PhD, postdoc in Slovenia, and then later a postdoc in France, in Clermont-Ferrand. And finally, in 1994, he switched from cows to pigs, and moved to Rennes, first as a research engineer, then deputy head of the Unité Mixte Recherche SENA. Later he became head of the Unité Mixte Recherche from Pégase, and at the moment I think you're deputy head of the Unité Mixte Recherche Pégase. First of all, Jaap is an excellent scientist. If I'm well informed, you have approximately 134 peer-reviewed publications, 24 book chapters, and for me, most impressive, 75 invited lectures all around the world. So that's a lot of lectures. Jaap's expertise is in modeling nutrient requirements. So he will be the first to tell you there's not so much difference between a cow and a pig, especially not after nutrients have been absorbed and metabolized in the liver. He's perfectly capable to calculate the amount of heat we are all producing here in this room, if you know the number of people that are in the room. And he will tell you that our food intake is very tightly regulated up to the energy concentration in one peanut. When I was making this slide, I was wondering what's exactly one peanut, but maybe you can explain it. Is there like 6, 8, or 4 peanuts on the slide? I'm not sure. But apart from being an excellent scientist, Jaap is also a true leader. He has been advisor of 33 PhD students or visiting scientists. He has been coordinator of the Feed a Gene European project. He's now coordinator of the PigWeb project. I've been told he was the leader for creating the Unité Mixte Recherche Pégase, and he's chair of the management board of Animal. And it's no coincidence. If you know Jaap, you know he has a very positive attitude. With a sense of humor, he's able to give a lot of confidence to people and get the most out of them. And that's what I really appreciate in Jaap. By your way of talking to people, giving them confidence, people can really perform more than they think. So as a conclusion, Jaap made an outstanding and internationally recognized contribution to animal science, first by performing excellent research, but also by teaching and advising a generation of animal scientists, and by bringing together scientists from different origin and from different disciplines. So I'm very happy, Jaap, to call you today the EAAP 2021 Leroy Fellowship Award winner.
Congratulations, and again, your name will be here. You won't have to plaque. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thank you. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here, sitting in just after this COVID or during this COVID period. And if you think that COVID has been difficult for you, think of these three people here during the COVID period trying to yodel with a mask. So that's something extremely difficult. First of all, I'd like to thank the EAAP and all the people that supported me during the last years that I've done research. And when coming here, I was thinking like this prize, it is a little bit like an Oscar. And as you probably know, there is much better like this. There's quite a few Oscars around. There's a prize for the best actor, and there's even a prize for the best makeup and hair. I don't think I can apply for that. But there's another prize, and it's called for the best supporting actor. And I think this prize for me is not just a prize for me as a person, but also a supporting actor for the teams that I worked with in the last years in Saint-Gilles, in France, in Europe, and in the world. Another final word is about this prize. When I was thinking about what should I say about this, I was looking at YouTube, what other people said, and I looked at the presentation of the award in Ghent, when my coffee got the Distinguished Service Award. He was very happy with it, and when he went back to the seat, he told Matthias Gauli, I hope next time I can get the Leroy Award. Matthias Gauli then said, you're eligible for it if you pronounce it correctly. I've been in France now for 30 years, and I think you can imagine why I've been in France. So thank you again for this Leroy Award, or Leroy Award. And for those of you who are going to attend the lecture, the peanut will be there.
So we're really looking forward to hear about the peanut tomorrow and any other issue the Leroy awardees will present to us. Now we move to the next part of our presentation. We also have different awards, as I said. The Distinguished Service Awards are given by the Council to acknowledge every year 3 persons who have had an outstanding career of service in the livestock sector in general and to EAAP in particular. As I said before, we will have the awardees of 2021 first, and then those of 2020 first, and then those of 2021. In 2021, it was a pleasure for the Council to give the awards to Mike Steele, Maria Specher, and Maria Klopczyk. You can see them on the slide. Unfortunately, Mike Steele and Maria Specher couldn't join us today, but we will have Maria Klopczyk to represent them all. First, Mike. Mike defines himself as a livestock farmer in southern Scotland. He retired as CEO of the British Society of Animal Science in 2017, having organized the EAP annual meeting in Edinburgh in 1994 and in Belfast in 2016. He currently works in dissemination for the EU project Gentor, in which EAP is also a partner, and looks after the administration for a number of local and national trusts. He has worked at the European level and globally with a wide range of scientists and stakeholders in the livestock sector, and hopes to see Scotland back in the European Club this decade. So the award will fly to Scotland. So thanks very much, Mike, on behalf of EAP. Maria Specher works as General Advisor for Science and Research at the Croatian Agency for Agriculture and Food. She graduated in agriculture at the University of Zagreb in Croatia and holds a PhD on genetic and genomic evaluation in dairy cattle from the University of Ljubljana in Slovenia. Her research interests are in the field of animal breeding and genetic improvement in dairy cattle, sheep, and goats. Amongst other services to EAP, she played a key role in the organization of our annual meeting in Dubrovnik in 2018. So again, this award will have to fly, and in this case, it will fly to Croatia. Thanks, Maria, very much. And finally, I will have the pleasure to give the award in person to Maria Klopczyk. I think I see her down there. Maria works as General Advisor as Professor at the Biotechnical Faculty of the University of Ljubljana in Slovenia. Her research and professional interests are focused on the area of cattle breeding, milk recording, herd management, and knowledge transfer. She is the manager of the Slovenian Holstein Association and member of the Interbull Steering Committee. Maria has a long history of service to EAP, especially in the Cattle Commission, which she has chaired. Her latest contribution was only earlier this year, in June, when together with our EAP Mountain Livestock Farming Working Group and the FAO Network on Mountain Pastures, she co-organized the symposium, Mountains Are Agroecosystems for People. So thanks very much, Maria. You come first and your medal comes second. It's my pleasure to give you the medal. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you very much. You want to say thanks?
Thank you very much also in my name to all of you for your help and also for this nice prize. Thank you.
Now we will have for Distinguished Service Awards of 2021. The Council decided to present the awards to Matthias Gauli, Sipke Jenstra, and Joan Conington to acknowledge their very valuable contribution to EAP. Matthias has been professor at the universities of Gießen and Göttingen in Germany, and now chairs the Animal Science Group at the Free University of Bolzano in Italy. His main research areas are the relations between animal health, welfare, and production systems, particularly in mountain conditions. Apart from his many academic activities, you may have seen him around in our EAP meetings, because he was first involved with our Sheep and Goat Commission, then has been a member of the Council for some years, and he was from 2016 to 2020 president of our European Federation of Animal Science, so my predecessor, and he has also served as editor and member of the management board of our journal Animal. So thanks, Matthias, very much. I couldn't find you, sorry. He's very sportive. Congratulations, Matthias. Oh, good.
Thank you.
Here you are. Thanks.
Thank you very much to everyone. I'm not sure I deserved it, but I will keep it. Thank you.
Congratulations. Our second awardee in 2021 is Sipke Hiemstra. Sipke is the director of the Center for Genetic Resources at Wageningen University and Research. There he leads the Animal Genetic Resources Group, which is focused on farm animal diversity. They have established there gene banks and combined research and advisory activities. He's a renowned expert in the management of animal genetic resources. He's the coordinator of the Dutch National Program, collaborates with FAO, and chairs the steering committee of the European Regional Focal Point. He has also collaborated with EAAP for a very long time. He has been the chair of our working group on animal genetic resources and has organized many sessions in our meetings. So thanks very much, Sipke. Congratulations. Thanks. Congratulations.
Thank you, Isabel. Thank you, EAP. Thank you all. It was really a surprise. I'm very grateful to receive this award. It has been a pleasure to work in this area of animal genetic resources for 20 years, and mainly at the policy level and the interface between science and policy. It has been a pleasure to work in this area, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank my colleagues in the Animal Genetic Resources Working Group over the years, but also my colleagues in ERFP, the European Regional Focal Point, the network of national coordinators of animal genetic resources. And I really hope that the collaboration between ERFP and EAP can be further strengthened in the next years. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Up to now, we have recognized those who have had a long career of service to EAP, even though they are young still. And now we are moving to the last, but not less important, part of this award presentation. We will have the Young Scientist Award. In 2020, it was decided that the Young Scientist Award would go to Joseph Gross, and it will be presented by Martin Lidauer, who is the council member for the Young Club. So thanks, Martin.
Thanks, Mrs. President. And dear colleagues, dear ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure for me on behalf of the Council to present this year's winners of the Young Scientist Award. So I start with Joseph Gross from Switzerland. Joseph was born in 1983 and he comes from the canton Freiburg. He studied animal science at the Technical University of Munich, where he also made his PhD, and that work was related to dairy cow physiology. Then since 2011, he works in the veterinary physiology group at the University of Bern, where he's currently working as senior scientist. And one of the reasons, there are many reasons, but one of the reasons what makes him really suitable for this award is that since his early career, he's very active involved in the international exchange of scientific knowledge and expertise, and also especially in the inter-transatlantic exchange. Joseph is and has been involved in many congress and workshop organizing committees, and moreover, his competence in animal nutrition and physiology has made him a wanted reviewer in many scientific journals. He is an editorial board member in 3 very high-impact journals, and since 2017, he is also an editor of the journal Animal. And furthermore, Joseph has a large international scientific network. It's impressive what you have already created in your career, and also an impressive publication record. And last but not least, he has also a very close connection to EAP. So on behalf of the Council, Josef, congratulations.
Congratulations, Joseph.
Thank you very much.
This is your award, and your name will be on the plaque that we keep at the office. So congratulations. Stage two.
So many thanks for being awarded here of the award from last year, and speaking maybe for many young scientists, it's very important to get support by teachers, colleagues, friends, and other students who help in such a success. And also I want to say my gratitude to EAAP, who provides an excellent forum internationally where we can exchange not only as nutritionists, physiologists, but also speak to other disciplines of animal welfare, animal breeders, and so on, and keep on going this way. Thanks a lot.
And in 2021, it was decided that the Young Scientist Award would go to Lorenzo Hernandez Castellano, and it will be also presented by Martin Lidauer.
Now I have to look where he is. I don't see him, but somehow he's sitting here in the front. So Lorenzo was born in 1984 and comes from Gran Canaria. He has a veterinary degree from the University of Las Palmas de Gran Canaria, where he also made his PhD. And this work was on the immune system development of newborn lambs. Then during his PhD, he spent time at the Lisbon and Aarhus University and at USDA. And Lorenzo worked after the PhD as postdoc in the veterinary physiology group at the University of Bern. So this must be very liked by young scientists, it seems. And afterwards, he worked as assistant professor at the University of Aarhus. This year, Lorenzo returned back to Gran Canaria and working now side by side with his former PhD supervisors. I think during his career, what is really impressive is he built really a large international network and generated impressive scientific output. If I have read correctly, you have over 60 peer-reviewed scientific publications already. And then another thing what is really to be awarded is that he has been in the organizing committees of international congresses, and he has been also very active in teaching. I think you have been teaching already in 6 different universities. And currently, he's vice president of the study commission on sheep and goat. Lorenzo, on behalf of the council, congratulations.
Congratulations, Lorenzo. This award is for you, and your name will be in the office in Rome. So the stage is yours.
Well, thank you to the EAP Commission, who decided that I deserve this prize. That was kind of surprising, let's say. Was not completely 100% surprising, because, I mean, you have to apply if you want to get it. So let's say 50% surprising. But I would like to highlight that despite my name is in this award, as you all know, this is the result of a lot of people supporting you from, as I said, as they said, from my PhD supervisors and people that contribute during my PhD, such as Andrea Almeida in Portugal, to the people at the University of Bern, led by, I don't know where he is now, there, by Dr. Rupert Brookmeyer and all his group. I would like to make from all that group, I would like to make a special emphasis to Claudine Morel, who passed away. She was a technician, and she was a really kind person. She passed away a few months ago. And then the people from Aarhus University, where there was a really nice scientific atmosphere. Some of them are already here. I think that Mogens Vestergaard is here, is the tall guy. And of course, the most important ones, if the others allow me to say that, is the family and my girlfriend, who of course need to deal sometimes with the scientist who has sometimes not a fixed schedule and sometimes has to cancel appointments. So to all of them, thank you very much.
Thanks, Martin, also. You may have realized that I forgot to name somebody in this slide. I'm deeply sorry for that, but I have to say, as an excuse, that I saved the best for last. So the last 2021 Distinguished Service Award will go to Joanne Conington. Joanne is an applied livestock geneticist and head of department at Scotland's Rural College in the United Kingdom. She made remarkable contributions in the fields of genetics and genomics of sheep and goats with practical applications in breeding programs. She has focused on breeding for resistance to disease and other hard-to-measure phenotypes, and currently her interests lie in the area of animal resilience, maternal efficiency, and the reduction of methane emissions. She has been vice president and then president of our EAAP, Sheep and Goat Scientific Commission. And again, very sorry, Joanne, for forgetting to name you in due time, and thanks very much. Congratulations, I'm so sorry. Congratulations.
Just a big thank you, and this means a lot to me, but it's really for the people that I'm very fortunate to work alongside: Nicola Lamb, Anne McLaren, Sebastian Mucher, and several others. Thank you.
Again, and for the last time, sorry about that. And finally, we also have some other awards which acknowledge the contributions of young scientists. In this case, they are funded by the Wilhelm Schaumann Stiftung, and this award goes to Lisa Badgen from Germany. I don't know if Lisa is here. There she is. Sorry to make you run. Congratulations, Lisa. Can say thanks.
So I just want to say thank you very much, especially to EAAP and to the Wilhelm Schaumann Stiftung. So thank you very much.
And we also have the Novus International Award that has been, it was decided that this year would go to Jens Becker from Switzerland, and it will be presented by Marcin Schola. Okay, Marcin, thanks.
Okay, hello. I would like to present the award for Jens Becker. I think it's very important that this award allows to make a travel to ADSA conference in the US. So it is important to maintain the connection between our societies. And Jens, are you here? No. So we'll just we'll send you the award. But congratulations for that achievement.
Thank you, Anthony. And the last one will be the Wageningen Academic Publisher Award. It will be presented by Mike Jacobs together with Stafford Biggers, who was a member of the jury.
It's great to be back again here in Switzerland. In 1999, I attended my first annual meeting. That's 22 years ago. That happened to be also in Switzerland, in Zurich. And when I look back at that meeting, I remember that most presentations, there were not that many presentations like there are now, but the ones that were given were mainly by established researchers and professors. And I think it's extremely important that EAP has changed over the years and that now so much time and possibilities are given to young people, young researchers who are supposed to, let's say, organize the meetings in the future. That's the reason that we support EAP with the Wageningen Academic Publishers Award. And Stafford will tell you why the winner is the winner.
Thank you very much, Mike. So firstly, I would like to just acknowledge the continued support of Wageningen Academic Publishers for their continued support for this prize. So I'd then like to thank the excellent contribution of the speakers this morning. We had a very difficult decision in trying to pick a winner from the competition. So the competition was judged on scientific content, basically the aims, conclusions and methods of the research, the quality of the slides, the oral presentation, and the subsequent discussion and questions from the crowd. And the winner of the prize is Natalia Lecce.
Thank you for listening to me this morning. Thank you, the University of Georgia and Topics Nursing for all the support, and of course, EAP for having me here. And it seems that I will see you next year. Thank you.
And finally, we would like to recognize the young scientists who received one of our EAP scholarships. These are some funding that we give away every year to support young scientists coming to EAP, up to 20 young scientists every year, who are selected by the quality of their contributions, and I think you will have the opportunity to confirm that in the following days. There are also some other institutions who, national institutions who provide also funding for scholarships for their national young scientists to attend this meeting. So thanks also for the Swiss Association of Animal Sciences. And well, as stated in the program, now we will have the welcome reception. But before that, I would like to thank you all for being here. Thank you all for your participation to our annual meeting. I wish you a very fruitful meeting and a very enjoyable stay in Davos. We have been promised sunshine for Wednesday, so enjoying is something that we have for sure here in Davos. So thanks very much to you all. And now we will have our welcome reception offered by our local organizers. Thanks.